You've got to hold and give and do it at the right time, and the right time is now for this woman here to make her debut in the big time. It's Kayla, everybody. Kayla, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Lovely. It's not the news, don't be so formal.
Well, you know, making an effort, first time appearance and all.
Making an effort because we are here to speak about aesthetic things like the Premier League home kits of the 2023-2024 campaign. We've got a tier list here just in case you're wondering. It ranges from champions, which is obviously going to be at the top of the list, the best kit in the league. Then we go down to Europe, you know how the league table works, the mid-table obscurity, teetering above the drop zone, and then you want to avoid that big dirty green relegated bit right at the bottom. We'll kick things off in alphabetical order with AFC Bournemouth. Thoughts? Okay.
I'm
the host, you're the bit.
I like it. Like, it's nothing to like shout about. Like, I wouldn't look at that and think, oh, yes, but it's nice. It's simple, but it's not offensive to wear, is it? It's a nice shirt.
It is a nice shirt. I like the simplicity of it. That's what Umbro do best. They always do that classical look, Kayla. Their shirts always look like they're from the 70s or the 80s, but they bring them forward to the modern day.
Modern day. No, it's a nice shirt. Like, I would walk down the street in that shirt, so...
Would you actually? That's the wrong thing to say as a Newcastle United fan as you are.
Well, you know, no, I mean, as far as shirts go, you wouldn't be offended walking down the street wearing it, would you?
You might be if you're Bournemouth rivals, I don't know. But I reckon the lovely little sort of pinstripe effect on the side of the black stripes going into red, that's that little bit of je ne sais quoi. But I think it's a very nice, but a safe shirt. I don't know if the safety of it.
Yeah, the safety brings it down. It's not top tier.
I would say it's Europe with the possibility of moving down once we
yeah, for now it's Europe, but it might slip down.
It might slip down. We go on to Arsenal now. The gold, obviously a lot of people had a laugh thinking, oh, they've put gold on the shirt with the thoughts that would be winning the Premier League title last season. I'm a Newcastle fan. We've had gold letters on our shirts and all sorts, and we haven't won anything of note since 1969, so I reckon that rumour can be debunked. I like the little lightning bolt thing. I think it's harking back to the days of Thierry Henry and the lightning bolts on his socks and all that sort of stuff. I like the sort of the gold complementing the red because it goes all the way through the shirt, doesn't it? Apart from the Emirates bit at the front, but it's on the badge, it's on the Adidas logo, it's on the stripes. I think it's a very classy kit.
It is. It's very nice. It's. I mean, there's a lot. Like, let's be honest, there's a lot happening. Like the patterns, the gold, the white and red. You know, there is a lot, but I think it's done well. So, you know, the pattern's nice on the shirt. It works, and I do like the addition of the gold. So
I think it's top tier, you know.
Top already.
I don't know if it's going to be the league winner. That's your decision at the end of the video.
Are they going to be the league winner?
Mate, are they? You tell me.
No, I don't think so. I think they had their chance, but anyway, that's a different video altogether. If you want to put it top, yeah, because it's better than Bournemouth's.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll go top tier.
We'll go top tier, but will it be top by the end of the video? Who knows?
Who knows?
Aston Villa's kit, Castore can burn in hell for all I care. As a Newcastle fan again, they're an awful shirt sponsor to have. They never have stuff in stock. There's stitchings all over the shop. It's awful, awful stuff. You don't like this shirt, I heard a little Dicky bird tell me, because of the big old BK8 on the front.
It's a lot. Like, I get that you're going to have your sponsors. I understand it, but why is it that? Like, it looks large on the shirt. If it was a bit more subtle and small, maybe. And I'm like, do you know the significance about, is this a significant pattern on the shirt? Or is this just...
I've got no idea. Let's just pretend it's like the Holt Ends roof.
Right.
That's what Castore like to do, like to get roofs and then put them on their shirts. I don't know if that's the case or not with this
I'm not sold by it. Like, the pattern, how big the sponsor is. Like, I
quite enjoy the pattern because it looks like a pair of your granny's curtains from the 1980s.
It looks like bamboo or something.
Bamboo?
Yeah.
What sort of bamboo are you getting that colour?
No, like some sort of like thin tree, not branches. What's the big bit?
The trunk.
That's it. But thin ones, like you'd say. I don't know, but it's not, I don't find it that appealing, to be honest.
I quite like it, but I agree with you that the sponsor completely ruins it.
It does.
The sponsor can make or break a football shirt. And I reckon they've broken this one, and it is the worst one we've spoken about so far in this video.
Yeah, it's the worst one so far. But is it...
I don't think it's bottom two tiers, though.
Really?
Yeah, I think it's mid-table.
Oh, I'd go for teetering. But
we'll go top of teetering for the time being, but we can move things up and down.
There's probably going to be worse to come.
Of the video, yes, they can. There we go. This is awful. This one.
This can go. I was about to say right in the bin.
Well, let me say some things. This betting sponsor, right? When you got Ivan Toney on the books of the football club, who has this obviously got an issue with betting, is obviously serving a suspension because of betting, and then he's going to come back from this thing that has ruined a little part of its football career right now to be a billboard for betting. Terrible sponsor. I know that, Brentford's owner made his money in sports betting and stuff like that, so that's why they do have Hollywood Bets as their sponsor. But have a bit of... It's tone deaf, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like... And the whole, like, the logo of the sponsor, it's like the star... That is a star, right? It's like the pattern on it...
It's been smacked with a
Yeah, I
hammer
was going to say, it's like Patrick at the disco. But... I was like, panic. Yeah. Didn't even mean that. Right. But I think as me and the way I look at things from a distance, the pattern on that, it's all over the place.
It looks like TV static.
It does. Yeah, that is what I was thinking, like mismatched weird zebra print, but TV static is more accurate. I don't like the fade at the bottom from like the black going into the red.
But you know what? That'll be why. You know why that'll be?
Why will that be? Why?
Because they'll have black shorts and it'll look like when you wear the full thing. That's the issue. Like, unless maybe you're a kid playing five-a-side or an adult playing five-a-side in the full kit. If you do, you're a wanker. But when you're wearing the full kit, it'll all make sense. That's the issue with these shirts like this. Like Man United a few years ago, they had one that like went into black and then they had the black shorts. Spurs had one that went like into a navy, then into navy shorts. But it'll look all right with the shorts.
Yeah, but if you or me was going to buy a football shirt, we're not going to walk down the street in a full kit. Like I'm wearing that with a pair of jeans, in which case it's not going to look right.
I don't think the underarms look right either.
No, I was going to say the black detail. No,
it's
not
like
a fan of that.
Sweaty day if you lift your arms up and they're black.
Yeah, no, I didn't think of that. It does. I think this goes down.
Relegated?
Yeah.
Oh, she's set a stall out.
It's like, I'm sorry to any Brentford fans or any football fans generally that I'm probably going to offend with my lack of, football knowledge. But
you don't have football knowledge to like a football shirt.
No, I know, but a lot of things have history and certain things like that. But I'm just,
Brentford
I can't.
have no history. You've got nothing to worry about there.
But no, I can't get on board.
There we go then. Relegation zone. Speaking of relegation zone, this one goes straight.
I have so many issues with this shirt. Like, it looks like 3 different shirts in one. Like, I don't like... The stripe's fine. It's classic. Like, if you see a Brighton kit, that's what you're expecting. But the blue that is like here, it looks like a different top on the shoulders.
I'll tell you why that is. It's because of Nike's crappy template that they're using on all their kits this season and last season.
Okay.
Like Liverpool's home kit last season was ruined by the template getting mixed up with the colour. You'll know what I'm talking about if you're a Liverpool fan, but it's this crappy template of the Nike that they're using now where they have to have the shoulder plate be different to the torso bit. It's crap.
As someone who's just looking at it, like you say, as someone who I'm just looking at it as a shirt, I don't like where the sponsor is. I don't like the white and how the stripes are kind of like, they stop and then you've got the block of white and then it goes back down. I don't like that.
All the focus is on the sponsor, which is not right for a football.
It takes away, you don't notice the fact that it's a Brighton shirt. It just, it needs to go. Is it worse?
Oh, it's relegated. It's gone. It's finished.
It's gone.
The issue for me is the stripes, because if you look at the middle of the peak of the trough of the collar, not the peak.
It looks uneven.
It's uneven.
Yeah.
Why is the stripe?
It looks like curved.
It's not right. And if you look at one side of the shirt, it's white on one. It's not right.
No,
it's
there's
not right
a lot. The more you look at it, the more issues you see.
That's not right as a football shirt with stripes. We move on to Burnley. I think this is Umbro once again taking things back old school with a nice polo collar, the nice sort of solid design with the torso piece. I like the contrast of the shoulders, but Burnley. The only issue I guess I would have with it if I was a Burnley fan is the fact that when I first see it, it's got a massive sponsor, and I also think it looks like an Aston Villa shirt.
Yeah, that's the problem. And it's like another one of those shirts that like straight away your eyes go to the sponsor rather than anything else. It's just, why is it so big? Like, this is bigger than the other one that I said was bad. This is worse in terms, not saying the shirt is worse as a whole, but the sponsor part of it is, no, I hate it. But the collar, I really like. I like that style, and I like, the shoulders, the arms, like the cuffs. That's not the right word, is it?
Yeah, cuffs.
Yeah, that'll do. And I like the subtle detail on it, like on the background. So it's fine.
I'm going to suggest it's better than Bournemouth's.
Do you think?
Yeah. Even though the sponsor is massive. But
to be fair, yeah.
Bournemouth sponsor is massive.
If you take the sponsor out of the equation, which I know is a part of it, then it is definitely better. So I guess throw it up there.
Do you agree? You can disagree,
No, it's fine. Like, it's like my only issue is the sponsor. So really, it's not that big of a big deal.
Next up, we have Chelsea, and I think this is absolutely outstanding. I can see what they're doing with the sort of, this is a 90s thing. They're going back to the days of Gianluca Vialli and winning the FA Cup and European Cup and other things like that. I don't know if I can do that anymore, but I've done it. It's out there now. But the issue is they haven't gone all the way, because if I remember correctly, that kit had like a collar on it. There was all sorts of other things going on. They've done the sort of cuffs on the sleeves. They've done the bits under their arms, but the rest of it is a fully modern shirt. You can see what I mean with the Nike template, Kayla. colour. See how it goes across there?
Yeah.
That's a completely different part. That's why Brighton's look so bad. I'm not really taken by the sort of holographic look of the badges.
No, the shiny badges.
But I think it's a top tier shirt.
Top tier.
And especially since it's got no sponsor.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing. I think the lack of sponsor is going to push it up because it looks smart. You know what I mean? It does look like a smart shirt. I think if the shininess wasn't there on the badge, then that would help. But it's nice. Like, the arms are nice. It is classic. It's smart looking. Like, it's a nice shirt to walk around in, and Ben looks lovely in it.
Ben looks lovely.
Ben looks lovely.
Ben,
Hi, Ben.
friend of us.
Personal friend.
But have you heard the news this week about this shirt? Apparently, there's an adult website that wants to sponsor Chelsea and be the front of shirt sponsor for Chelsea. An adult website.
Oh.
I don't know what the adult website was called. I can't remember off the top of my head. I don't want to say the name in case there's children watching. But there could be a Ben Chilwell with a porn site on his tits.
Imagine it. Oh no, poor Ben.
But as it is, I think it's a top tier shirt. Will it be the best shirt in the league? Find out at the end of the video when Kayla makes that call.
Me.
All by herself. Then we have Crystal Palace. You'll never guess they're called Crystal Palace, but also I guess they originated in a place called Crystal Palace. That is the Crystal Palace roof. I think on the it's like what's the word I'm looking for? You know that type of glass that's like fancy and Tory. Woo! That's what the design is there.
I've seen windows like that on The Sims, so I know what you're speaking about. I don't know. They're just windows in The Sims.
But with that design, like sort of lurking in the background, I think it looks really tacky.
Do you think?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too bad because it's like, it's there and it's quite prominent, but it's not in your face like it could be. I like the half and half with the colour.
Do you?
Yeah.
You know what I think it makes it look like?
What?
They're playing for Colgate FC.
Oh no, you've ruined it.
It's a toothpaste.
It is. Now you've said
Toothpaste
that.
FC.
Oh, that.
You can't disagree.
No, I know, but now I never thought of that. And
Stand up for yourself, woman. Slappers.
You've put that idea. I don't want that laugh. Was it creeped out? Did you? No, now you've put that in my head, though. That's all I can see. So you've ruined this shirt for me, personally.
That's what I mean to ruin everything.
But no, I don't think the background, like the Crystal Palace on the Crystal Palace shirt, I don't think it's tacky. Like, I don't know. Is it?
I don't think it works as a concept though, because like it's very block colours, but then they've got like an intricate sort of. It's not like embroidered, like you get a Nike shirt or this one here. Is this one of the pro ones? It's not. Is this just one of the normal ones? You know, all my pro ones where it's got like a little bit of like texture to the fabric.
Yeah,
that looks like it's got no texture. It looks wrong. It doesn't work.
It's a bit blocky, isn't it?
It is. But do you reckon? No, I reckon it might be. I don't think it's any better than Aston Villa's, to be honest. So I think that's the ceiling. Maybe we've been a bit harsh on Aston Villa. Maybe this goes teetering and Villa goes up. Well, I'll agree with that.
I mean, Villa's main issue was the sponsor, whereas I suppose this probably has more issues, like toothpaste.
At least they have clean mouths, though. Anyway, Everton's. I
love this shirt.
You love it?
I love it. I know. Again, the sponsor, bit big, but it is what it is. At least it fits in with like the colour theme of the shirt. So that's nice. I really like the detail on the collar and the arms because I think it's like Goodison Park. Like it's
like the roof stanchion.
You like the architecture, yeah. So I think that's nice. I just like shirts that have a collar like that. I think they're smart. So
if I could pick any sponsor to have as Newcastle's like official kit supplier, it would be Hummel. They don't make bad football kits.
No,
and this is another Hummel kit. You know, that by the chevrons as well on the shoulders, which always adds a bit of. I keep doing that.
A bit of pizzazz.
No, but it means like, what on earth are you doing with your life? I learned this on the start.
Does it?
Yeah.
Is that what it means?
I was there with an Italian man.
Oh.
So it's yeah, I'll do you. But I think it's a very nice shirt.
I think it's very nice.
How high does it go, though? Top. Interessant. Next up, we have Fulham. We're going to disagree on this one. I know we have because we spoke about this in the car.
Yeah.
I very much like the design. The only issue I've got with it is if you're going to go all the way with a grandad collar, as a Newcastle fan, obviously I love a grandad collar, go all the way with it and not just give it one little piddly button.
Yeah,
Give it three.
Yeah, I was going to say 3 buttons would. I just don't like I get it, like the black, the white, the red, I get it, but I think they should have just stuck with one of the 2 colours rather than having the red and then the white. For me personally, that's. But other than that, it's not a bad shirt by any means. It's just that I don't like the red on the shoulder. If it was just white, I think I would see it completely differently.
I reckon if we were sat here with this shirt with 2 sets of white Adidas stripes on the shoulders, you'd be going, it's a bit boring, you know.
It's a bit, yeah, my mind works in mysterious ways. It probably would be the case.
But I reckon if I was going to just do it without listening to you, I would go either Europe or top tier, but I'll weigh it down if you want to compromise.
It's not top tier worth, so I'm happy to put it in Europe.
We'll put it in
because
Europe.
It's better than, who have we got in mid?
Bournemouth
I ain't got my
Burnley.
glasses. Oh, right, yeah. I'll put it bottom for now. Put it
bottom. Very interesting. Next up, we have Liverpool. We're harking back to the 80s or the 70s. I can't remember which year of this, whenever they had that big white thick collar. It's that bloody Nike template again with the sort of shoulder bits being different to the main body. It hasn't really affected it too much, which is quite nice. It's a very simplistic design. It's just white and red. There's be lots of Liverpool fans who like that. As a former person who admired Liverpool in your youth before you moved up to Newcastle and became a fully fledged Newcastle fan.
This is like, people are going to think that I was like a fool. Like, I've always been someone who enjoys football, right? Like, since I was young, like growing up with a family, the Ipswich Town fans. So I've always appreciated and enjoyed football, but I was never like a full-on fan to the extent of, going to the games. I was just a kid who was like, I like that player, I like that team. So I did spend a few years.
Who was that player for Liverpool then?
Steven Gerrard. I know, predictable,
I'm glad
but
you didn't say Michael Owen.
So yeah, I had the Liverpool shirt with the Carlsberg sponsor with Gerrard on the back. So I like this shirt, but I think a lot of what does it for me is, sometimes just seeing the shirt there doesn't look like much, but when Liverpool released the pictures of
on the sexy goddess bodies of sportsmen.
No,
what about when someone like me puts it on?
You look nice in a football shirt. It was just the way they paired it with like the kind of granddad trousers. That's what I call them.
I think it's obviously talking back to a design from the 70s or the 80s.
Yeah, so as like seeing it as part of an outfit, I appreciate it. If I'd have seen it just now, which is why I'm thinking with other shirts, they would look better if I saw them as an outfit, maybe. It makes sense in my head. I do like it. I get that people will say it's boring, but compared to some other shirts that we're going to talk about, it's not as boring.
Well, it's boring, but then there's also just like a classy design. The design that harks back. I like the fact it harks back to a previous.
Yeah, no, I get that. It's retro, it's classic, it's very smart looking again. I think it's a solid shirt.
Where are you going then?
Me, personally.
Come on then.
Europe.
Yeah. Top of Europe, surely. Mm-hmm. I like that top of Europe.
I don't think it's quite up the level that maybe Arsenal and Everton.
I think it is top tier.
Do you think?
Yeah.
You were just saying a minute ago how boring it was.
Not saying it's boring. I like the fact it harks back. I feel like with Liverpool shirts in years gone by, they've tried little things like, I'm thinking about when New Balance was the sponsor and Warrior, where they've tried little like intricacies on the shirt that didn't quite work. I like the fact that this is quite simple.
All right then. Yeah, go on then.
We'll go top?
Yeah, we'll go top.
You don't have to go top.
No, we'll go top.
We'll go top.
We'll go top. Oh.
Luton.
No.
Right, in the car here she was saying, what's that white stripe about?
Well, no, it's... I was speaking to someone earlier and I mentioned that I was doing this video with you, and I said, are there any shirts that stand out that you think are either really nice or really bad? And this person said they were a fan of Luton's. So I had high expectations, and then I looked at it and I was like, that's sad. Like, I like the contrast of the orange with the navy, but I don't think that white has any place there.
Well, Luton used to have a white home kit. I think that's why it's there. They've chopped and changed between white, orange and
But if
navy.
you're going to do it like that, is not... No.
Do you remember the days of Steve Howard?
Oh, very well.
Oh,
no.
I see the days. Wonderful days.
It just looks unfinished. Like, there's something...
It's a hallmark of a lot of football kits just having a solitary down one tit.
I think it's the fact that it's like, what's that word when it's not just a block? It's like
faded in, isn't it?
Yeah,
on the side?
maybe that's part of what I don't like. I don't know. It's just, I don't look at it and go, oh, that's a nice shirt.
Yeah, I don't think it's one of the best shirts. I think that even last season's Luton kit was a lot better than this one. So I'm happy to go with wherever you want to go. I don't think it goes above Aston Villa. I think
it goes teetering.
Teetering?
Yeah.
I'll go teetering. Let's go teetering.
Let's go teetering.
Next up, we have Manchester City's home kit, which is harking back, I think it's 20 years since they've been in what was the City of Manchester Stadium, the Community Manchester of City Stadium.
Yeah, it's
which is now, of course, the Etihad, 20 years in there. So they're harking back to the kit that they had 20 years ago when the likes of Joey Barton and Antoine Sibierski and Sean Wright-Phillips were wearing it. They wouldn't get anywhere near Manchester City's team now, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Neither would Dickie Dunn. You know what Dickie Dunn is? Mm-hmm. Oh, the Dickie Dunn. Do you know Dickie Dunn?
Yeah. I know the name.
Do you? Dickie Dunn?
Yeah.
No one calls him Dickie Dunn.
No?
Richard Dunn.
I've heard the name, though.
Fair enough.
So,
I think it's second most own goals in Premier League history, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, behind Jamie Carragher.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it?
I'm sure Carragher's... It's one of those two who've got the most. Anyway, I like this design.
I like it. I think it's like safe and simple, but that's not always a bad thing, like with a football shirt, because we've seen teams like on here that have maybe tried to do things, and there's one coming up which is definitely they've tried something and it's not paid off. So sometimes keeping it simple is best. I really like the collar on it. I just, yeah, again, I've repeated myself a lot, but it's a smart looking shirt.
When I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, a tyre's run over that. Like, it's got like 4 tyre treads over the side.
It has, yeah, that is, I'm not sure about, would it look better though if it was like a block colour, or would that look too boring?
It would look a bit boring. I like the shade of blue. I think it's a different shade of blue to what they've had in maybe the last seasons or the season. Remember, like, was it the 18-19 kit when they had the little grandad colour? That was a similar shade of like proper sky blue. More Coventry blue than Man City, some might say. But I do like the design. I think it all just blends together and works quite nicely.
It does, yeah. I think for what we've got, it has to go with the top ones.
The top ones, the very tippy top.
Well, because I'd put that like kind of similar to what we said about Liverpool's, you know, about the fact that it's got a bit more going on than the Liverpool one, but they're both that kind of classic. So, yeah, I think that's fair.
Fantastic. Manchester United, obviously the black, making a prominent what am I saying here? It's the black is prominent on the home shirt for Manchester United, as it is most seasons. You don't like it though, do you?
No. I get it. Like, I know you said to me, and I understand that it's like, you know, classic colours. I understand, but there's just something about it that I'm just not... I don't know what it is. I can't pinpoint it. I don't know, because I don't actually mind the collar of it. I don't know if it's the shoulder details that
something's... It's very similar to City's, isn't it? No, not really. I mean, in terms of like the overlapping bit, maybe.
No, it's kind of... Was there one we saw? I think it's because round the... Right, this is going to be like really like petty, but you know how obviously around the collar you've got the kind of thick black line. I was going to say stripe, that's not right. That goes into like the sort of thin red, thin white, very nice and neat. And then I don't like how on the shoulders then it's just gone like black stripes.
It's Adidas, that's what they do. You have to have stripes on that.
I know, but it's just, it feels mismatched in some way.
Oh, not when you know Adidas. They had that one year, I think it was 16-17, where they had the stripes going up the side instead of the shoulders. But you know when you get an Adidas, by and large, you're getting stripes on your shoulders.
That's fair. Like, I don't hate it. There's ones on that we've already done that are very offensive compared to this.
Offensive?
Not offensive in that way, just like, you know... going back to the star that's in relegation. Like, you know.
That Fiorentina shirt, I think it was, like a swastika.
No, what?
That's an offensive
No,
shirt.
what's the one I said to you earlier that, like, takes the worst? It wasn't even Arsenal's away kit, which is, I know is disgusting, but it was the Brentford. It was either their away or their third kit is just awful. But anyway, I see why a lot of people would like it and appreciate it. So, I don't know. Like, the background's nice.
I quite like the...
Are they roses?
I don't know. Well, that's what I was going to say. To me, it's like the red rose of Lancashire. Oh, look, that's Lancashire. But that's Greater Manchester, isn't it? I don't know.
I'm not good at geography. It could well be.
That's what I think of as well, roses. There could be other significance to that. I think it's a very nice shirt.
I'm going to let you take the lead on this because I don't really know, just because, like I said, the reasons I don't like it isn't really...
I'll go Europe. I like the fact that Adidas as well have taken away the little Adidas word below the little logo there. I think it looks quite nice. I just think it's a nice shirt. I don't think it's anything too much to report on. No, I don't know. It just seems like a nice shirt to me. The sponsor is a bit weird. TeamViewer.
What is TeamViewer?
No idea.
No.
I don't know. It just looks a bit odd, doesn't it?
It does. Moving on.
Yeah. Newcastle, I think this is as clean. It's harking back to the 80s with Gazza and whatnot when he was breaking into the first team in Newcastle. The collar is nice and clean. The stripes are nice and clean. The shoulders are nice and clean. Not a fan of the Noon logo on the side there. The Saudi Arabian eBay, I think it is. But that is what it is. I like the fact that Seller have tailored their colour scheme for their sponsors, because we've got a green away kit this year. Their sponsor's green on there, and we've got like a navy blue with like flashes of yellow, so that fits in with that kit as well. I like the fact they're changing their colour. I think this is one of the nicest kits we've ever had.
It is a nice kit, definitely. And like I said, like sometimes sponsors can make tops a little bit like, you know what I mean? But because like you said, they've matched it up with the colours and everything. The only thing that's taken away from it is the Noon, which, you know, I mean...
It's massive, isn't it?
It is massive when you actually see it in person, and how you don't realise how fluorescent it is until you see it in person either. It's like a yellow highlighter. But, I mean, I do think it's a very nice looking shirt. I like, again, the detailing on it. So, is it up there at the top?
I think it's one of the top two tees. I'll be happy.
It's one of the... I was going to say it's one of the top two. I'm just not 100% sure if it's...
Pick one. You're on the line now. Come on, it's the big time.
Well, you know what? I live here now, so put it up top.
Put it up top.
It's going up top.
Not a good reason, but I'll accept it anyway.
It is a nice shirt.
It's a really clean shirt.
It is, clean, tidy, very nice.
Clean and tidy is what we say about Nottingham Forest as well. There's obviously nothing going on in terms of a pattern on the shirt. I think that maybe the shoulders are a slightly different shade of red to the torso. I mean, as someone who likes... It's quite fitting. It's weird, this, because it would have been designed before he passed away. But Trevor Francis, who scored the winning goal in Nottingham Forest's first European Cup win in 1979, he obviously passed away in the close season there. And I think it's very reminiscent of that sort of era shirt that they were wearing back then. Even though they wouldn't have meant that, because it would have been designed months ago, like January, maybe December.
Well, exactly. I don't want to sound like an awful person, but if you take that out of the equation and the fact that this would have been done prior to that, it's boring as hell.
It is quite boring, but also you would walk down the street in that, wouldn't you?
You would. I guess it's one of those things, how people, say that if they're wearing, say, a band t-shirt or anything, sometimes you like it to be subtle and not screaming in your face. So I guess in that aspect, it's nice how it's just got, the badge there, that there, and then it's just clean. But is it too boring?
Is it too boring? I'll leave that up to you. I like it very much. I like a simple kit.
Yeah, it's not as Liverpool's is simple and Man City's is simple, but there seems to be a bit more happening. I don't know why that I looked at, because Liverpool's really, when you think about it,
it's the exact same.
It is the exact same, but for some reason you look at that and I think, oh yes, very nice, very smart. This I look at and I'm just a bit
because of the trousers they were wearing, the promo pictures. What if
I need to see.
What if John Joe Shelby rocked up in a pair of flares? Would you think that was good?
Maybe we need to get someone in that with a pair of
just
nice...
shut your eyes. You know John Joe Shelby is, don't you?
He's not the best person to imagine.
Imagine John Joe Shelby in a pair of 70s flares wearing that football shirt and telling me
I don't know. I can't.
Shut your eyes and think of John Joe Shelby.
I can't. I don't want to think of John Joe Shelby.
You do?
I don't.
Why? What's wrong with him?
He's not my cup of tea.
He's a beautiful man.
Yes,
shiny head.
Just not... Anyway, we're getting off subject. For me, it's very mid. But do you think it should be higher?
I think it should be higher, just because look where Liverpool is. We'll give Liverpool one set of rules and then applied the same rules to Nottingham Forest and put it in mid.
It might be the granddad trousers that have done something.
Shut your eyes and think
imagine
of
Bruno. Not that he plays for them.
Bruno.
He's a nice looking man. Guimaraes.
Don't think of him. He plays for Newcastle. Think of Chris Wood. You know Chris Wood?
Yeah.
Think of him in a pair of flares wearing that shirt and tell me what you think.
I mean, I think it is. Yeah, it's going to be stylish. So.
Are you moving it up?
We're moving it up.
Where? Europe?
Yeah.
We'll go Europe, even though it's the exact same as Liverpool's. Anyway, moving on to Sheffield United. It's unclear if this sponsor to us is an official thing. They did all the press releases and stuff with no sponsor. I did a quick Google. There was no answer on there, but they did play a pre-season friendly where CFI.trade is the sponsor, and it doesn't look right, red on red in the middle of the football shirt itself. I quite like how blocky the stripes are in terms of, there's only so many things you can do with stripes. This is one of the different things you can do, making them a little bit wider. I'm glad it's the white ones on the outside and not a white one in the middle with two red ones, otherwise it would look like a pair of braces, and you don't want that from a football shirt. I like this shit.
I don't dislike it, but I preferred last season's shirt where the stripes were not as bulky and thick. They were thinner stripes, and I preferred the look of that to I don't know, I just think it looks, because the stripes going down are quite blocky and thick, and then the black outline as well looks quite thick against the white. So I just think that with that, it's not, no. I think I liked it better when it had the thinner stripes, basically. And like we say, we don't know 100% about the sponsor because we struggled. I'm also not trying to be sassy with my hair flicks. I just don't want to catch the microphone. I just thought, okay, I don't want to sit here I'm not a huge fan of it.
Just the sponsor. It's just the red on red with the sponsor. It just looks like a very last minute decision, and a decision that hasn't been thought out with the kit in mind. Therefore, that weighs it down like a bloody anchor on a boat.
It's not just that for me though. It's the thickness of the stripes I just don't like.
Oh, I like it. I like the way the collar bleeds into the middle stripe as well. I think it works as a whole holistic thing. Where you want to go?
If it was me, it would go a lot lower than what you're going to put it.
Where would you put it?
Teetering.
Teetering? We'll go mid-table then.
All right.
Compromise.
That's fair.
Tottenham Hotspur. Every single bloody year they release the same shirt and they charge fans money, and it's an absolute disgrace. I'm in right mind to put it in relegated straight away, just because of the lack of imagination, the fact it looks so similar to every other home shirt they've had over the last, I'm trying to think, maybe 14, 15 maybe where they had, they've still got AIA as a sponsor. Maybe a little bit. There was a year where 15, 16 where they had it was like a seatbelt because the wheels were going to fall off the car.
Yeah.
When Dele Alli scored that goal against Crystal Palace, that shit. Since then, it feels like they've had the same shit every bloody year.
Excuse me, I had a hiccup just then. That's gross. Thank you. Yeah, I think that because, again, as someone who enjoys football, but maybe, not knowledgeable to the extent you are in terms of certain things, I look at that and I don't see any difference with a lot of their other shirts, like you say, whereas I see some of the shirts that we've already done, I'm like, I can see a clear difference how they've tried to change it. Also, it looks...
I'll tell you the difference. Mm-hmm. See, if you really squint hard...
Don't, because it looks dirty.
Yeah,
it looks like it's been run over.
There's little grey lines.
You think that other one, that Man City one that run over? Nah, that looks like it's been left on a driveway, someone's backed over it, it's dirty. Yeah, I'm not a fan of it at all.
I'm putting it there. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no, that's fair. The only part I like about it is the navy around the arms.
Is that it? Is that it? The navy around the arms?
That's all it's got going for it.
That little sliver of navy.
Tell me what else you like about it.
I like nothing about it. I think it's a disgrace they're charging fans money for the
That's
same
what
shit.
I mean, for the price you're paying.
A fella who would be paid hundreds of thousands a year just to go beep, 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 beep.
No, he went vroom, vroom.
And then... Yeah, that's how you drive. Next
drive.
We have West Ham, and I think this is awful.
This is so tacky. I feel bad for West Ham fans because obviously, it's iconic, the bubbles and.
God, they can shove their bubbles up their arse.
I know, but if you're a fan of West Ham, it's everyone knows. You see the games. There's bubbles on the pitch. The song is singing.
So annoying.
Okay, but I'm saying that for the fans, it's nice, right? So I reckon that when they first heard this, a lot of them might have been like, oh, that might be nice. That might be interesting, but it looks awful. Why do they not all look the same? These ones up here don't even look like they're complete.
When have you ever seen all bubbles look the same, though, to be fair?
Every bubble is different.
Playing devil's advocate.
It's like that.
They're like magical snowflakes.
I was going to say it's like that song, every snowflake's different, but it's every bubble. Anyway, I just think it's gross. It's tacky. It looks like someone's left a drink on it and it's left a ring mark. Yeah. It looks more like a ring mark from it. Is that the right word? I thought I said something wrong for a minute. It looks like that rather than a bubble. Yeah. Why are some of them dark? Why are some of them white? Yeah.
It would have been, they've made it worse by putting them on there because I think the designers have gone, it's a little bit too bland, a little bit too safe, a little bit too blocky maybe.
Yeah.
The colours, but I think that's what Umbro do the best is just making things look quite simple, quite stylish.
That's like we said before.
Retro.
Yeah, some of them on here, that we've talked about earlier, they may be a bit on the simple side, but it's it looks smart, it looks classic, you know, that'd look nice as an outfit. This...
I think we're teetering at the very most.
Oh, no, it's going down.
It's going down?
Yeah, it's down.
4 teams relegated in our Premier League this season. And we end things with Wolverhampton Wanderers and back to Castoria we go. They've got pretty much the same colour as Newcastle United and the same sort of cuffs on the shirt as well, on the sleeves, sorry. They've got a nice little pinstripe going on. We look very closely. It's a nice shade of amber.
Yeah,
I remember the Doritos days of Kenny Miller and stuff like that, and Paul Ince back in the day, and that was much more orange. And obviously, Slick Mix team in the late noughties, that was a lot more orange. Like the change to more amber. But again, is it too much of a safe design? I think it's a lovely classic.
No, I really like it. I just think that although it's a safe design and it's simple, I don't want to say yellow, amber, I guess, but it's a shade of
Red,
yellow.
Amber, green. Is that amber in it?
Yeah, but it's a shade of yellow, and yellow and black contrast really well, generally. So I think it's nice. I like the addition of the detailing on the collar and on the sleeves. I can't really say anything bad about it.
It's interesting as well because Castoria have given them 2 extra Castoria logos on their arms, as if their little bird's going to fly away. Whee!
So, yeah, that's exactly.
Newcastle's don't get that, for example.
Do you reckon that's what they were going with?
Why would Wolves have wings?
They're flying away from relegation.
Maybe not this season after Lopetegui left. Hey, what do you think about that?
I don't know.
There you go. She doesn't know. But where do you want to go with this one? I think Europe maybe pushing top tier.
I'd put it top.
She's going top.
I think it's really nice. When I was looking at them earlier, before we did the video and I was picking them out, it was one that I was surprised how much I really liked it. But I think it comes down to the contrast of the colours with the black and the yellow. Right,
we've reached the end of the tier list. This is the quickfire part, Kayla. Emphasis on the quickfire. This woman is so indecisive. It's annoying.
Yeah, it's a terrible
feels
trait.
Like therapy. This is quickfire. Right, we're going to find
couples therapy.
Which is the best shirt in the Premier League. I'm conscious as well because my laptop battery.
Right, let's go. Quickfire.
So is Chelsea's better than Arsenal?
No.
Is Everton's better than Arsenal's?
No.
Is Liverpool's better than Arsenal's?
No.
Quick fire. Is Manchester City's better than Arsenal's?
No.
Is Newcastle's better than Arsenal's?
No.
Is Wolves is better than Arsenal's?
It's close.
Yes or no?
No, but they're the top two. So can we move Wolves up?
So there we go. You're saying Arsenal's shirt is the best shirt in the league.
I didn't think I was going to, but now that I've seen them all, it probably. What do you think?
Me personally, out of that top tier, I'm going Chelsea. I really like Chelsea's.
I'd put Chelsea bottom of that list.
Oh, you bitch.
I mean, I get what, again, it's something that I understand why people like it. It's just not for me, but it's nice. Like, yeah. I think Arsenal, but Wolves is a close contender. I do really like it.
We've learned it there. Wolves in the title hunt, in the only way they could possibly be in the title hunt. Let us know how wrong we are in the comments down below. Let me know if she should return. Who knows?
Who knows?
Be kind as well. I've been Ross, joined by Kayla. That was a tier list. More of these to come very soon.
Join our your football league, FPL.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description. Join the FPL league. Prize to be made for the end of the season for the winner.
What's your team name?
My team is Helen and the Sellers because, wrestling.
Oh, wrestling football. Nice.
Football. What's yours?
Top of the Clops.
You boring bitch. Don't support Liverpool.
Yeah, but it's an impressive name, like how I had the one with, what did I have? I had something
Cheesy and the Achos.
No, I had one with Mo Salah a couple of years ago.
Oh, Chicken Tikka Mo Salah.
Yeah. So I'm all for a pun, no matter where they're from, because I love everyone. No, I don't know why I said that. Let's end it here.
Bye.
Bye.